Got the old diesel generator running good again. Got it hooked up to this vacuum cleaner. Got a broken fuel line. That thing right there was busted. So, man, I was trying to start it. And I was like, woo. It's good when you have, turn the gas off here to fuel. It's good when you have extra lines on hand, because this thing I'm going to have to move out of the, I think, well, that's the air cleaner, so that could be no problem. I'll probably tie it off to here somehow so it don't vibrate around. This is your decompression. In case I never got this thing started manually, but but I'm gonna put the charger back on it. I got an extra big battery in here. I'm just gonna put that top back on there again, and that little cover. And it pays to check your stuff though. What I was doing was I was changing the oil, and I put 1540 diesel oil in it to change it, and I wasn't sure about, these new diesel oils are now designed for like catalytic converters and stuff, and they have an SN rating, which means they have less ZDDP, which this don't have a catalytic converter. This just has I'm going to charge that thing up. This is just a plain old generator, so when I change the oil, I put the Rotella, this stuff, triple protection 1540, which is what I'm going to be using on a flat tappet cam when I get the cam change in the El Camino. Because this stuff, they lowered the ZDDP slightly in this oil, but they lowered it from like a little over 1200 to a little over 1100. When it has an SN, not an SM rating, an SN, that means it's down to 800 parts per million. Now that's not a problem with I think a modern diesel, but this thing, I'm not sure. I think the zinc would be better to protect the engine with, so I'm going to use this junk in it till whenever they stop making it. This is the last diesel oil that has the high amount of zinc, ZDDP. And this thing here, I don't know if it's going to work. I JB welded between where the oil pump and the block mounts. Real pain in the ass. I was had to take off the I don't know if you can see up in there, but man, what a pain in the ass this was. Get at it. This car is, to get this piece off the block, you gotta unbolt the AC pump. It's very difficult to get at. I JB welded all. I took what do you call it? Awesome cleaner. Got all degreased, and I used 2 cans of brake cleaner. And then I put JB Weld on it. It only leaks while it's running, and it only uses about a half a quart every 300 miles, which isn't that bad. But the problem is it gets the oil on the serpentine belt, and then it gets it up on the alternator. If this doesn't work, I'm going to make some kind of drip thing to keep the oil away from the serpentine belt and the alternator and let it drip, but it might work. We're going to find out. I already coated that with some truck bed lining, but I'm going to get this bracket back in place again. That's going to be a pain in the ass, but I figured in the meantime changing out the oil in this thing. I couldn't get started, and I was like, what the fuck, what the fuck? Gas line was busted, so. But I have I got a whole roll of that stuff there. I got 1/4 inch, I got 5/16, and I got 1/4 inch is 6mm, same thing. I got 5/16 and 3/8, and you know, I put these kind of clamps on it. So I ain't sure what this is for. That was a little cap that says oil. I'm actually going to glue that bitch back up on there. And I ain't sure what it's for exactly. Oil, I guess. But never had a problem with this bitch till now. And I think I got it back in 2008 or 2009, maybe 2009. So I've already had this thing 9 years. It's been used quite a bit over off and on. And I heard some people, they had a lot of problems with these. They might last 10 hours and they fall apart. It's ETQ power diesel generator. It's supposed to be a Chinese copy of a Yanmar. But sometimes they got them right, sometimes they don't. This one seems to be good. But you know, another thing is too, you gotta make sure these plastic things are on here really good, because I don't like those plastic filler things. You know, you drain it out there, you drained it out, actually put a little oil in it and let the new oil drain out flush out some of the old shit on the bottom, just to make sure it's really clean. And I don't know. But this thing's actually, you know, it's a model DG4LE 5000 watt. You know, surprisingly, it's freaking been good for a long period of time. This is the first time I've had it was a minor problem too. Thought it was going to be a major problem, but it wasn't. So, freaking amazing. Well, anyway, maintenance kills a lot of time, man. I can tell you that right now. I actually even have on this muffler here. I got an extender, but really what I do, if I'm going to be really running this thing, I just put it down in there and leave the doors open on that thing. It's under that. It's far enough away from here. But I got this thing right here. I got it, and that fits right into the muffler. You can clamp it in there, and the Harley, I got a Harley muffler, regular Harley Davidson muffler, that fits. It fits right on here exactly, on the end of that thing exactly, and that quiets it down quite a bit. But still, the diesel itself makes a lot of freaking damn noise, man. It's like just a noisy motor, man. But I'm glad. I was trying to get it started, and I took this thing off and said, "Hey, broken fuel line. Son of a bitch." Probably should change this one too, man. Oh, fuck it. Ooh, yeah. That's got cracks in it. I gotta change that one too. Look at those cracks. Oh yeah, look at that shit. See that? Cracks. Oh well. We're gonna have to change that bitch too. Anyway, got plenty of line right there, and I got some clamps. You know, that's the thing with Chinese stuff. They don't, you know, the Japanese would use better rubber lines and stuff, but you know, this thing only costs like, I think $700, and I think a Yanmar was like $2,700 or something. So I'm gonna change that other line too. Well, that's what kills time. That's all I gotta tell you. That's what kills your time, man. But you know, if you don't do this shit when you need it, guess what happens? It don't work, right? You don't want that kind of problem, do you?